Welcome back to Boss It Up Media. If you are if you're listening to the audio, I'm sure you're feeling that music. So I'm sorry to interrupt because I know that music is good music. But if you're watching the video, welcome back with us. We're so excited for this show because, like I said before, it's ladies' night, ladies. I think that we always have to be mindful when we're women. There's so much that goes into owning our own business, running or working a corporate job, running multiple businesses, for myself personally, being a wife, being a mom, being a daughter, of having my family living with me in a two family. I mean, there's a lot that goes into our day to day. So I think a good topic that other women will be able to relate to, and for the guys that are watching, give you a little insight as to what your wife or your girlfriend or your business partner might be going through that's a woman, is, our daily obstacles. Like, for example, for me, myself, I struggle with making sure I'm making enough time for my husband and for my son. Because, we get so wrapped up in our businesses, and my businesses I love. It motivates me, it's who I am, but I struggle with making sure that I'm spending that quality time with my husband and with my son, and I'm sure they will attest to it because I hear it very often. I get a lot of the, mommies, what about time with me?
Yeah.
Or my husband saying, do I have to put a date on the calendar to schedule some time with you? I'm sure you guys can relate. Like, Joe Crease, what do you think, what would you say would be one of your biggest obstacles as a woman entrepreneur?
So you hit it right on the nail, right? Sometimes it's very easy as women for us to feel like there's not enough time or time management when you're an entrepreneur, because an entrepreneur is not a 9-to-5 job, right?
Yes.
We can all agree in that. So I think that you have to give yourself grace. There's things that are going to fall through the cracks, right? So there's going to be times where it might be a week where you might not have that one-on-one time with your significant other, or you might not have that one-on-one time with your child.
You guys hear that? Angel, Christopher, you hear that? It's not just me, okay?
No. And you know what? I get that all the time. I even have women that want to become entrepreneurs, and they said, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I'm able to. But I say the same way you can go into a career, or, you have some type of a professional job, or hybrid as well. I have a lot of more and more business owners talking about that hybrid role, having a full-time while you're building, that business.
Yes, it's not easy.
And things are going to fall through the cracks. Everyone is the important thing is to how to shift and emergency management the situation. So I think that you also have to gauge it as well, because also if your personal relationship isn't okay with your significant other, how do you kind of shift that and make sure that it doesn't affect you in your business, or something's going on with your son or your daughter? How do you become a parent, but then also not have that spill over in your business, or vice versa, right? If there's something a hiccup in business, how do you transfer that over? So, nothing is ever perfect, but Lisa, can you relate, or have you had any type of experiences where time management is something that's difficult, engaging?
Well, not to cut you off before you get started, but I'm curious about how you navigate your life, because you must struggle with time management to even find that right person. How do you feel about that?
I'm probably never gonna find that.
Oh, no.
About that.
That is not true. I'm sure there's a waiting list.
It's a very, very strong man.
There's a very long waiting list.
There has to be a very, very strong man, or someone that probably is as busy as I am. Because, it is hard. I network a lot. I'm in front of a lot of men. And, obviously that's the problem when you have a partner. As much as I go out, I'm in front of a lot of men, and it gets, they get, I guess, maybe a little insecure, or, she's going to meet someone else.
Well, that was exactly my point,
right?
Because when you're in a relationship, like me and Joe Crease are married for a number of years, there's a trust factor that goes there to when you're networking. Is it borderline flirting, networking? You're so engaged in a conversation. So when you first meet someone.
Well, the crazy thing is that at first, they like the beginning stages is always nice. It's always,
that honeymoon
amazing.
Stage.
That honeymoon stage. Lately for me, it's 3 weeks. Then after that, they're like, yeah, you go out too much. And then I'm like, oh, here we go.
They're not the right one.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
So that's that's where my problem comes in, is in just trying to get them to trust me, you know, and know that I am serious. Like if I'm gonna be serious about you, I'm definitely gonna, you know, be honest, be transparent in the relationship, and let you know what I do and how, you know, the people I do it with, and introduce you to the people that I do business with.
Yes.
But unfortunately, most men aren't good with that.
Yes.
So it's been tough. So yeah, the first 2-3 dates, great. But then after that,
And then I think it's an important point, too, to mention, because we've been down this road. We're business partners. We know each other very well. You know, it's important to have a partner in business that understands where you're at in life.
Exactly.
And what you need.
Yes.
Because, like, I want you to find that perfect person, fall in love, get married, do all the stuff that, you know, that you should be. So I know when you do find that right person, like, you're going to need some time to nourish that relationship.
But the funny thing is that, okay, so the great thing with you guys is that you guys have, you know, you're a mom. Yeah. I'm not a mom. I'm a furry mom, but...
A furry mom, but a beautiful fur baby. Missy, we love you.
But luckily, she doesn't take up as much time or ask for, you know. Yes. I mean, she does ask for time, but she doesn't take up as much. I don't got to wake up at 6 in the morning and make her breakfast, you know. It's a lot easier with her. But, you know, meeting someone, it's like... I feel like my businesses have become my children. Yes. So therefore now I think I'm going to have to turn one of those children into a partner. Yes. So I think one of these businesses is going to, maybe Busted Up Media is my partner right now. Yes. You know, since it is at night, but then everything else, you know, they're my children. They're my babies. Oh, I love that analogy. Yeah. So, I mean, you know, unless, you know, you're out there and you think you can handle a strong woman that's social, flirty. I'm sorry, I'm a little flirty, but it is what it is. But I won't disrespect you or our relationship. So. That's right. That's right. No, she's a catch, and there's a line. There's a waiting line. Oh, stop. She's being very kind. Believe me, I think anybody that has met you knows what a catch you are. Thank you. He's out there. It's going to be the right one that's going to come along.
And you can't guard yourself. Like I always tell this to women who sometimes go through a breakup. Like, do you remember in high school, like when you used to date, and you weren't thinking about, like, you just got to know the person, no strings attached, got to know the person, get to cultivate, build that relationship, build that friendship, have that open communication of what are your non-negotiables, what is important to you, right? And then you learn what they are into and what they love. So that communication, as you cultivate it, even through that journey, you know, don't just enjoy the moment. Well, and if it didn't work out, fine.
That's Lisa. Lisa's an over communicator.
Oh my God,
she does so good with that. Some guys just can't handle it.
Let me stop.
But I think you brought up a really good point too for women that are entrepreneurs out there or thinking about starting their own business. You know, I always had a corporate 9-to-5. I recently, within the last 5 years, started opening my own businesses and enjoying that entrepreneur life. But my son was already a teenager at that point. He's 17 years old now. I don't know if I could have been an entrepreneur with multi-businesses with small children. You know, I give it to the moms that are out there that have little children because I think I would struggle even more so with time. When you got into being an entrepreneur, how old were you? How old were your children? Like, can you speak on that? Or
yeah. So my son wasn't, like now he's 15, but I would probably say I was just like you. I started doing hybrid, right? Yeah. I had my 9-to-5 corporate job in finance, and then I would do side consulting. Yeah. So he was probably like 9-10 years old when I first incorporated my first business. And I sat down with him. I had a very clear conversation. And one of the things that he can always say is that he likes the fact that when I need to be available, I'm available. Yes. It's an option.
I love that.
Right? And that when I'm not, he knows what I'm doing. I'm building something for us. Right. So I think even to a 10-year-old, now he's 15, having that open communication with your children and having those deliverables were important. And when there were difficult times where he needed me, I was there. But even when I couldn't, I also had support too. So you want to find your tribe as well. So, whoever that might be, your parents, your in-laws, your favorite, best friend that's able to babysit, have a plan in action, so that they can be in that journey with you and they are proud of that journey.
So important.
I totally agree with that, because when I think of my mother, she was an entrepreneur, and myself watching her, my father and her both had mini supermarkets. So I would watch her go out, do the work, but she would always, if I had some school trip, she would be part of the school trip. I wanted my friends to come over, she would set up a whole little party for my friends to come over. So she was very involved, and she was very transparent with her day-to-day. So I never felt like I missed her. So I loved growing up like that. Therefore, I wanted to be an entrepreneur. Just watching how she was able to be happy with my father. They had go on dates. I'd love to see them get ready and go out. I was like, so I could do that too.
So important. And you were inspired by your mom.
Hopefully I will.
You will, baby. You will.
You will. It's so important what you say about your support system, because I lived through that. When I had my son, he was a preemie. He was due on Christmas, and he decided to come on Halloween. And it was a terrifying time for me, because I'm like, I had a full-time 9 to 5. I'm like, how am I going to leave this little baby, to now go back to work? And I couldn't. So I took a year off, and I was able, thank God, to stay with him for that first year to make sure he was okay. But then I had to go back to work. So me and my husband had to have that conversation. Like, I don't want, a nursery or a daycare raising my son. I didn't. And my mom worked, his mom did. And so the only option were us. And we had to have that hard conversation, and we decided to keep him home, and he became an at-home dad, which I love. Angel, thank you, because I know it's not an easy decision for a man to do, because he was used to working and bringing home money and contributing. And now here I am saying, babe, you're going to have to stay home and be a full-time dad. And he, at first, it was tough to adjust, but his support was invaluable through that, because not only did it bless me to be able to further my career, which I knew I was going to be able to for us, but the support that he gave me trickled down to what he gave to my son, to our son, because there's no better role model in a child's life than the same-sex parent.
Absolutely.
As much as I love my son and he's my entire world, his father's role is the most important, because he's looking at him like, I'm a man, you're a man. He's learning from him. He's learning behavior from him. So that was something that I really had to learn to accept, that support now of my husband being the number one caretaker for my son while I furthered my career. So to the ladies out there, don't be opposed to it. There's a boss it up lesson to be learned there too, when you do have to lean on your support system.
Right.
And he bossed it up by just taking over that role.
He really did.
Yeah, he really bossed it up.
When I met him, he burned pots and pans. Now he's a great chef. So.
But you know what? I think more and more marriages are open to that, right?
Yes.
I think that when you set, a clear communication, again, communication is so key on like, okay, key. What is my role? What are the boundaries? What's the time? When does he need space to also be around other men and, congregate with other men and have his man time, right? And then also that family time. So, to be able to also have those clear expectations is so important, because you don't also want to feel that, he missed out on something. But that's a great thing that he was able to feel, okay, you know what? She's going to have, a prosperous career based off of that. And I'm going to be able to be present in my son's life so that he could be the best young man that he can be. And
I feel like, looking back now, it took a man to be able to do that. It's not a weakness. It's not a man stepping back from being a man. I feel like I watched him blossom into the father that he is, and he's a great dad. So with that said, let's take a break before we dive into I could talk to you guys like forever.
I
know,
this is
right?
amazing.
We just need champagne.
That's it. I know. We need some drinks. DJ, please take us on a break. We'll be right back, guys.
La que más suena en todos los bloques. Latino Mixx. Latino Mixx. Latino Mixx. Pa' que no te equivoques.
welcome back to Ladies Night at Boss It Up Media. We're having so much fun in the studio. I see Anna. I'm going to shout her out. She's dancing. Shout out to Latino Mixx and the entire staff for doing a phenomenal job. We could not do what we do without you guys. So thank you for everything. Absolutely. All right, let's get back to it. All right, we talked about our obstacles as women entrepreneurs that are also in the 9-to-5 life too. We talked about some struggles, but let's talk about some secret sauce. Like, what's the secrets that help us stay on the path, stay focused? Jocrease, I'm going to pass it over to you first. Like, if I had to ask you for advice to give to a new entrepreneur, whether she's a mom, whether she's a wife, whether she's single, just as a woman, what would you say helps keep you grounded and staying focused?
So I think it categorizes in two things. One thing that I do in the morning and another thing that I do in the evening. In the morning, like faith, anything that has to do with, like, let's say Joyce Meyer. I love to hear like a quick 10-minute, talk about something about and it's always directed to what exactly you need, right? So to me, that's good. So whoever you want to, and it doesn't have to be faith-based, but it could be anyone in regards to personal development. So a lot of people like E.T., a lot of people like Joyce Myers is one of them, Patrick Bet-David, you name it, just something that you can hear that gives you the tools and resources for you to feed your soul, right? Yes. Because sometimes you just need that right word, and it's like the mentoring in that podcast or, right. in that radio or in that show. So that sometimes helps me. It's something as simple as you have it in the bathroom while you're getting ready, and 15 minutes are like that in a snap, and it's like the emotional soul food that you need so that you could start off in the right foot. Mindset is everything. And then in the evening, I do find that I focus on something that I want to develop in my craft. So if it's, for example, now is the perfect time, everyone's talking about doing a business plan, but having that live document and executing it. So how do you do that? So I look into, okay, what are the tools that I need to be a better leader and a better executioner in making my business a success? So I'll go into YouTube University, and check that out, or read something, a book of the month. So I think that leadership development or business development as well as personal development are two great things for you to be successful, because entrepreneurship is hard.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, that's so true.
I love that. What about
I want to ask you guys, since you guys are more about doing those type of things, that whenever you have something like that, please send it over. I want to start getting into more of waking up and listening to things like that to get motivated, and have my day, get all energized with what they're saying, that word that you just need to hear for that day.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
But for myself, I just feel like being surrounded by like-minded people, I love that when I step out, like Dawn and I are business partners in a few businesses, but I'll step out with someone else. Something happens during that dinner or talk, and all of a sudden I'm FaceTiming Dawn like, okay, we're doing collaboration.
Yes.
All right, we're going to do this. But I feel like it's just amazing when you're sitting down and just having dinner. You don't always have to be in an office.
That's right.
So don't ever think that you need to be in an office to make things happen. Things will happen literally over dinner, over
Good point.
1,000%.
And when you're at your calm, it's because you're not thinking about what you have to do the next day, or you have a meeting you have to go to, but you're literally just talking about what you love. And since our big businesses have become something that we love, then we just want to keep growing it, and then more ideas. So we mastermind. That's right. What we call it, masterminding. So we're forever masterminding just by hanging out.
Yes.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
So
something sparks that next idea, and I love when I get those calls from Lisa. Like, I can't even tell you. That's why I always pick up my phone.
Right.
I mean, it's very rare that I don't.
Very rare she doesn't pick up her phone.
Because I know if she's out to dinner with someone, or she's out networking, or wherever she is, she always has business on the back of her mind, which I love. And I love those phone calls. And it's the excited
And it's
Lisa.
not just me, it's who I'm sitting with. Every time I'm sitting in front of someone, it's someone in business. So they either will give me a great idea for one of our businesses, or they want to collaborate with us.
Absolutely.
So, like, how they
Your
say,
wheels are turning.
exactly. It's great to collaborate. Not, we're not going against each other. We're not competing, we're collaborating.
Yes.
So that's the beautiful thing about, the way I like to do things is literally over a glass of wine or dinner.
Yeah. I mean, it's so true. You need that, that outlet, whatever it is, whether it's going out with people and kind of stimulating your minds and coming up with those different ideas. I love what you said, because we are masterminding 24/7.
24/7.
Like our minds always, and I've learned to, when I have an idea, if it's like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, I jot it down, and then I'm the next day with Lisa. I didn't want to bother you and call you although chances are she's up.
I am
I love
up.
it.
I'm definitely up.
And if I see her that she's up and active on certain social media, then I'll be like, I'll call her. Lisa, what do you think about this? Because we're just lunatics like that. But
because to me, sometimes I'll go to the office, and yes, I get to do my work. I get to do work. You have to go to the office because you have to get your work done. You have to organize yourself and all those things. But those masterminds don't happen unless we're just in a relaxed setting.
Yes,
Right.
absolutely.
For some reason. And they're huge when you're in a relaxed setting.
So I'll embarrass myself with a little Dawn fun fact for everybody. So like Joe Crease, in the morning, my morning routine is absolutely either prayer time with God. I talk to him as if he's in the room with me. All right, God, come on, open up the day, send your angels ahead of me. I do the whole thing, and I know that helps me open up my day. Or maybe it's listening to a podcast on the way to work, or just kind of like zoning out and reading a couple of pages from a book that I'm reading. In the morning, that's my routine. But where I embarrass myself is my nighttime routine. So I've learned in life that my mind is always going. It's nonstop, whether it's at work or thinking about work or 24/7 masterminding. My way to relax and kind of detach at night is my family knows I need my alone time. So I'll go to the living room after my son goes to sleep. My husband's an early bedtimer, so he'll go to bed early. And here I am sitting in front of the TV watching mindless TV. And when I say mindless TV, I mean like Bad Girls Club for the old schoolers. I mean like 90 Day Fiancé, stuff that's just ridiculous, that I don't have to think. I don't have to think about anything. I just laugh or I enjoy the show, And I've learned by doing that. At first it was like, I just wanted to relax and watch something. And some people are surprised to find out that I watch ridiculous TV like that. No offense, 90 Day Fiancé. No offense, Bad Girls Club. But, it just takes me away from thinking about work and constantly the wheels spinning.
You need a break. You need a break.
It stops, and I just laugh or I enjoy, watching it. Or I'll fall asleep, and then I'm just completely relaxed. So that has been a useful outlet for me, too. Not every night, but occasionally when I feel like I need it.
It's true, because sometimes you just want to disconnect. One thing that I want to be more mindful of myself going into this new year is actually taking a day where the pampering is not a chore, but it's like a pamper. So like when you're going to go get your hair done or your nails done or whatever, beautifying that you need. For massage, exactly, just to make it about you, like that self-love, right? Because it's very easy to feel like, I got to get because you have to get it done, and then it ends up feeling like a chore.
Yes.
Right. So
good point.
I said, okay, you know what? At least once every, and you could do it depending on whatever your budget is. It could be once every 2 weeks. It could be once every 3 weeks, once a month, however it is. But enjoy that moment, right? For you. Because I always feel like as a woman, you're always pouring into like your business, your children, your husband, your networking event, your friends. But it's like you need a moment to like serve yourself and refill your cup so that you can also, pour onto someone else's, because it's easy to get burned down as an entrepreneur.
I want to add that to our calendar. Can we add that to our calendar?
I know.
Can we go? Because you know what? It's so true. Like I even struggle.
Well, the good thing is I know you do your thing with your mom, which is
my mom. Every 3 weeks we are in the spa, we are in the salon, and it's just our time. It's been that way for 20 plus years now. It was me, my mom, my grandmother. My grandmother passed away. Now it's me and my mom. Now I can't wait till Christopher's future girlfriend, wife joins us. It's true. You do need that time.
Yeah, like I go rushing. Like, I broke a nail. I have to go get it done. Oh my God, my eyelashes don't look good. I have to get it done. Like it's never.
It can't be a chore.
Yeah, it's true. It's never just been like something relaxing. I'm actually stressed doing it, rushing, and then have to go, rush back home to do something else.
Guys need that time. I mean, literally, like my when I go to the nail salon and I get a pedicure and I get the massage, she knows. I'm like, okay, it's vacation time, guys. My mom and me, we don't talk. I close my eyes, I just relax, and I am in that moment for a massage because there's a lot of, science to even massages as far as calming your mind, calming your body, being able to refocus afterwards. So let's put it on the calendar because you guys need that, and detach from your phones and really
that's
set
another one.
aside the time to enjoy for yourself. Good point. Good point.
No, but tagging on to that too, it is easy we constantly, my husband and I, we joke around and we're like, are we using the phone as a tool or is it using us as a tool?
100%.
Wow.
Yes.
So
That makes sense.
you want to use it and leverage it as an entrepreneur, you want to use it as a tool. You don't want to fall through I call it the Instagram funnel that never ends, or the TikTok funnel.
Well, as someone that, lives by my phone, I do, because all of my businesses, my business development, my clients, everybody has full access to me through my cell phone. I don't hide my cell phone number because that's my selling point. You have instant contact with me. And I pride myself with response time. If I'm not available right then and there, you're going to get a text message from me that I'll call you back or the time that I'm available. But I always respond. That works for me and against me sometimes. It works for me because it sets me apart from everybody else that's not answering their phone. And it works against me because when I do need that time to detach, I'm constantly worrying about the text, the call, the email, or something of that sort, So I've learned now to set my phone aside for a certain amount of time. And I do it usually in the evening when everything's kind of calmer. And I've disciplined myself I need to now step away from my phone a little bit. And I only have certain people, if I go on do not disturb mode, only certain people that break through that do not disturb mode. And Lisa's one of them.
I definitely am one of them.
If she's out of that phone call, I'm not missing that call,
Yeah, no.
But you do have to find your boundaries, I feel like, in business. The more successful you get, because, listen, I love that my phone rings. It could be the opposite. At least my phone is ringing me. People want to work with me. People want to talk to me, and that's a good thing. So I don't not like my phone, I just enjoy sometimes being able to detach.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I mean, to some people, it might not be, even like detaching, just having a time for you for everything, right? And in regards to, for me, it was like a spa, but sometimes it could just be, an experience, or let's say you reach a certain level in your business or a certain promotion or a certain, mark. Also take time to celebrate those small strides, because I think sometimes we're always so quick and just like, okay, the next move. But when you turn around and you have to really reflect, wow, the person that I was 5 years ago, 3 years ago, a year ago, a month ago has really evolved. Those are those moments where you have to give yourself grace and rewards, because sometimes we're just always on, okay, that grind, but that's not always the healthiest thing too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for example, with Dawn, we're always stepping out, and when we step out, it's after work. It's like we're stepping out after work, we're probably going to an event. But this past Saturday, it was Friday. It was nice because it was she was home. It was our holidays. She was home. She was able to go get ready. Yes. We met up. We had fun. It was a different vibe.
Yes,
right.
It was.
It wasn't from work to now more work.
Yes.
Yeah. It was literally just a day off. We're gonna meet up, have some fun.
Yep. But
from having fun, other things build.
Yes.
You make connections. And then it ends up being another great thing.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so excited about this. Let's definitely take a break right now before we dive into the next topic. DJ, spin some music and give us a break.
Gracias por tu sintonía. Latino Mixx, la que te pone a gozar todo el día, todos los días.
Welcome back to Boss It Up Media. Again, it is Ladies Night. This is actually one of my favorite nights, not just because I'm a lady, but because we're having a lot of fun.
I think it's the beginning of something good.
Yeah, I know. You know what? There's nothing more beautiful when women come together. I'm sorry, guys, but there really is something so special when we can share transparently, share our hearts and what, inspires us, motivates us, and keeps us going.
Absolutely. And speaking of that, that's actually how this all formed in regards to, me meeting Lisa and then meeting you and
right.
Tagging back to what you discussed in networking and cultivating those relationships. You said a very important word, and it's collaboration, right? Most women would be like, oh, well, I can see her as my competition or this or whatever. So your mindset isn't like that, and I admire that, right? So how do you guys like make that formation or that collaboration checklist in regards to what that person fits in, and does their alignment mean or equal to the same of whatever your business vision and business
It's such
plan
an
is?
important question, and I think Lisa should answer that. But the reason why I'm going to explain why Lisa should answer that is because Lisa, I've never shared this with you, but you taught me a lot of that, since we've become friends. I met Lisa and became a part of Real Estate Boss
I was
Empire.
literally going to
Right?
bring that up.
She had a vision for a group of women that support each other. And, honestly, prior to me becoming a part of this group, I had given up hope on other women. I didn't have very close friendships with other women because other women either saw me as competition or, I don't know, I just kind of gravitated more towards the guys. Maybe it was because I always worked in law firms and prominently it's a male industry. I don't know what it was, but I was like, why don't I have like close girlfriends? I was missing that component in my life. Then I met Lisa. Lisa showed me what a true friend is. Forget about business. She's my family now.
Love that.
We're going on like what, I think 4 years now, and she has taught me so many lessons on embracing other women, lifting each other up. And I just wanted to let you know that because I don't think I say it enough how much I love you. Okay, good. I want to say it until it's
so
awkward.
much that her husband complains.
Yeah, he's like, you call her babe now? How are you calling her babe?
She's like, they tell each other they love each other before they go to sleep. I'm so confused.
But you know what I've learned through our friendship and through now having a tribe of amazing women.
Right.
It's not just us. We have probably a good 15 other women at this point, if not more, that really come alongside us, and we're just a tribe, that we support each other. So I now understand the importance of having other women in my life, especially as an adult, as an entrepreneur, as a mom, as a wife. If you don't have those other women pouring into you and you don't tell them enough that you love them and appreciate them, then you're doing something wrong. You need to let those women, those people in your life that impact you, say I love you till it's awkward, okay? Just keep saying it and let them know every moment. So
I love that.
Totally. No, yes. So Rebby, well, I have to start with, I've always been surrounded by women. Like my mom and my sister have been my team. They've always been my team. I've always seen my mom with her girlfriends, and they just have the cutest, relationship. So, and then aside from myself always having really great girlfriends. So with having all the great girlfriends surrounding me, starting business, once Real Estate Boss Empire came to life, I just started meeting all these amazing women, and everyone had something different, and which every time I met someone, they had something different that I thought would be great for giving back,
Love it.
We all go out and network, and we want to give back. We just didn't know how to. So being able to put this together and being able to give back while we network and share each other's businesses, work together as well, you end up falling in love with all these women.
Absolutely.
And they're not competitors anymore. You
Yeah.
want everybody to succeed.
So instead of trying to compete with them, you're trying to work with them, so it makes it so much more beautiful. To me, that was my favorite part as to Real Estate Boss Empire coming together and having these women in my life. And then from that, like, Dawn was like MIA for a minute. I kept trying to meet up with her, nothing until finally it happened. And like you said, coincidence, right? Everything's supposed to happen at
Love
its
that
time.
word.
Timing.
So we did it. It finally happened, and we became extremely close. We understood each other very much, and we thought alike in business especially. So therefore, she became family. She became a great friend, and now we work together. she's strong on me, I'm strong on her, and and we guide each other through it all. But to me, I know I always hear a lot of women saying, "Oh no, women are catty," and I'm just like, "Oh my God, I love women. Like, I love my girls. Like, I just see, I have so many friends that I go to their houses and they host and they do beautiful things and they're so giving and And to me, that's beautiful. So I just, in the business world, being able to bring that together, to me,
it's rare. Not the norm. It's really not. I mean, I hope one day that I can say that is the norm amongst women. And I hope that we're able to impact communities to show them that it needs to be the norm, because it's so beautiful.
Right.
Absolutely.
Really is.
Yeah, I love it. So I'm happy because in all these years, I've just kept meeting more and more amazing women, and they might have their own business and something totally different, but at some point we're going to end up together doing something together, and why not?
Absolutely. I mean, just on that, one of the things that really stuck about Real Estate Boss Empire is it's from different brokerages, these women, and now men as well. So we integrated the young men and older men. But it's empowering too, because even when, let's say, you're the listing agent, but like the odds are is that if that buyer agent is part of that organization, you've already cultivated the relationship, right? Yeah. So it makes the process of collaborating in business as well as what you guys do, which is giving back to your community. Yes. So it kind of syncs together, right? Yes. So I think sometimes also as women, we predispose, and women need to, or just in general, human beings, I even find myself that I've had to learn that I need to stop thinking what you're thinking of what you're thinking of me, because I'm not a mind reader.
No,
so I could just be me, and my mom always says de todos los colores, todos los sabores, right? Like, you're not going to be for everyone, and that's okay. But, you're going to find, if you work hard and you cultivate relationships, you're going to find your people that you're going to build. And it's very hard to build that foundation, but once you build that, it's just going to be easy to just, build whatever you want to build in numbers versus by yourself.
Right. I always say, love me or leave me alone.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm very... I am what you see is what I am, and that's it. And if you like it, great. And if you don't, bye. Yeah. Like, I'm not going to make you like me. I'm not going to make you hang out with me. I'm not going to make you want to work with me. I'm not going to make you do any of that. I want you to be you, and I'm going to love you for who you are. And I've learned within my years of friendships that you can't change people. They are who they are, and you have to love them for who they are. And that's it. And they have to love me for who I am. Absolutely. And that's how we're going to, yes.
Preach, girl. Seriously. It's, what that comes with a level of maturity, because it
took me a lot.
It's true, because sometimes you're so worried about appeasing people and being a people pleaser that you kind of lose yourself, and that shouldn't happen.
If you knew me, I don't know, 15 years ago, I was quiet. I wouldn't say a word. I was nervous. I felt that I was always going to say the wrong thing. I was just very timid, and I don't know what happened, but she came out.
If you would tell me that, I would never believe it.
It's crazy. She came out of her shell, and that's it. It was over since then.
That's right. I'm so proud.
I love her.
I love her too. Oh my goodness, this is beautiful, guys.
Self-love, very big, guys.
Super
Self-love
important.
is very big. Choose you and love you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And with that, we are going to take a break. DJ, take us some music, please.
Latino Mixx. Arremete contra el aburrimiento. Dale play a tu bocina y estarás contento.
Welcome back to Boss It Up Media. We've had so much fun tonight. It's ladies' night in the studio. We've been sharing our hearts, being very transparent, so I hope you guys have enjoyed the show thus far. I just want to take a moment, say a special thank you to our sponsor, the law office of Kaplan, DiGiapani, and Faria. If you're in the need for a real estate attorney, if you're purchasing or selling, please reach out to me. It's my home office. It's my 9 to 5. It's where I work. They're great lawyers, great people. If you're a loan officer and your bank needs representation, please reach out to me as well. Let me show you how phenomenal they are, because they really are. And then I want to make sure everybody's following us on social media. Please follow us on IG at Boss It Up Media. We're going to have some fun stuff that Jocrease and Lisa are going to explain. Make sure you go to our YouTube page, follow us and subscribe there. And of course, don't forget to follow Latino Mixx. They have all of their podcasts there, including ours. Make sure you watch ours. But we definitely want to engage you guys. So Jocrease, start to explain to them the opportunity.
Absolutely. So just the same way these two, because they talk about bromance, but these two have a girlmance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
We
Not denying it.
Yeah, right? So we want to know a little bit more about other amazing women so that we can make more girlmances, right? So what I want you to do is, you guys need to help me. You guys need to click follow.
Yes, and then see, now I got
Comments?
yes, comment on the comments. You're going to follow. You're going to share,
Subscribe and share.
Yes.
And with that, we're going to, in the captions of both the YouTube link and within Boss It Up Media in Instagram, we're going to give you some deliverables that you guys have to execute and tag your favorite female entrepreneur, because we would love to hear her story. And the best one we would invite to be a special guest at our next Boss It Up Media coming up within the next couple of weeks.
Oh my God, that's going to be
That's
so much
so
fun.
exciting. What a great opportunity for
right?
somebody.
But think about it. Aside from us picking a winner from all these entrepreneurs that, all these females are going to be posting and adding all their Instagrams, we're going to find out about a lot of other women we didn't know about.
Yes.
So this is a beautiful thing. I think this is a great game that we're going to play.
Yes.
And you guys all need to really, really, just follow, share, like
and comment.
subscribe, right? Okay.
And the number one rule is go follow on Instagram, Boss It Up Media. All the instructions are going to be outlined there for you so that you can take it step by step. But really think about those women leaders in your life that have inspired you, or those upcoming women entrepreneurs that need the branding, and people need to know who they are because they're that great. So make sure that you think about them, share their names, tag them, because we want to expose all of these phenomenal women that are out there in the world.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And support, right? What do they do? Why do you love them so much? What's the customer experience or the collaboration you've done with them in the past? We want to know their story and expose their amazing journey.
Yes,
I just want to keep learning. And what I want to learn from are these amazing women. For example, Jocrease, it has been an honor to know you.
Yes.
I mean, you are becoming part of the girl man.
Yes,
definitely.
absolutely. I am crushing big time on Jocrease.
So I'm loving it. I'm excited about this week. We're going to be doing tell them about our vision board that we're going to do.
Yes. So a lot of people are very common or know the common vision board, but we are women of faith.
Yes.
And as faith entrepreneurs, we're doing also a prayer board. So we're going to dissect it into family, entrepreneurship, different types of subjects. And we're going to put little prayers and scriptures. And as they get answered, we'll put it in the answered envelope and see how we recap that at the end of the year.
I'm excited about that one.
When God is in the midst of it all, we know He makes all things possible.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Yes.
I'm so excited.
I have to say that the best way I ended 2023 was literally being in church. Like it was just
beautiful.
It was so beautiful. I needed that, and it was the end to a tough year, and I just felt great going into the new one.
Yeah.
So
He changes everything.
Yes.
I love that we can share our faith amongst each other too. I think it's a beautiful thing to be able to just bring things to God and, know that He's going to handle it all and take control of everything.
and you can still have faith and be a little loquita like me.
God said,
God loves all.
Yeah, God
come
loves
to
all.
me
And He
and
forgives.
always.
And He forgives.
And He forgives.
So thank God
Yes.
for forgiveness.
I love you guys. This has
Oh
been
my God, yes.
awesome.
Same here.
Let's share our contact information so that everybody knows how to reach us. Again, Boss It Up Media on IG. You can also follow me personally at Dawn the Closer.
Lisa Garcia with Lisa G in the City.
Jocrease Barranco at Instagram Jocrease, and in Facebook Jocrease Barranco.
I love that. I love her name. And just in case you need to spell it, it's Jocrys.
Good point. Yes.
Yes.
I think they can see it behind you. Check if they can see it behind you.
Yes.
Right
Oh,
behind
yes,
you. There
yes.
you go. That's
Jocr. RYS.
And there's no other one by that name on Instagram.
No.
Haven't met another person yet.
That's what I'm saying. Nice to
Are
be
you?
original. There's too many Dawns in the world, let me tell you.
Girl,
But not all
I
of them
know.
can be closers like you. So.
Oh, yes. I love it. I love it. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching this episode. We hope you enjoyed the ladies' night version of Boss It Up Media. We look forward to seeing you next time. Have a good one.